Hey everyone, this is Local Turlock. We are going to be talking today about some drive-in movie theaters. There's lots of cool stuff to talk about. It looks like the weather is hot, but not too hot, right? We're in the mid 80s today on Friday, but we are about to get into those high 90s, which is weird, in late September. But anyway, we are talking about Turlock. I am bringing you fresh news and interesting stories in Turlock and nearby towns. Now let's begin with Little Red Door, as they are opening their second-hand boutique in downtown Turlock. Next, we have the California Animal Welfare Funders Collaborative, who have doled out $20,000 to grant Turlock Animal Services to help reduce the number of cats that have to be euthanized each year. To help you ward off the quarantine cabin fever, pack your family into the car as Central Valley DriveIns open in Stanislaus County and the surrounding area within the next few weeks. Don't miss the activities and alternative forms of entertainment to stay socially sane during quarantine. On a more serious note, expect for the air quality to worsen as the week progresses due to the ongoing wildfire across California and the latest news about COVID-19 in Stanislaus County. All that and more today in this week's Local Turlock podcast. I wanted to show you the air quality. We can always go to valleyair.org and see how that quality is. You check the ozone, which is not as important. This is in the bottom safe levels. You check the ash, the fine particulate matter. At the moment, it is at level 1, creeping up to level 2. And you can check these levels at localturlock.com/air. But first, there is a second-hand boutique who is moving into a permanent downtown home. Now, after just under a year of providing the community with an affordable option when it comes to clothing, consignment boutique Little Red Door is preparing to open its brick-and-mortar location in 340 East Main Street, Turlock. Little Red Door opened last fall as just a small space inside of downtown shop Rustic Roots. Sisters and boutique owners Marissa Miranda and Isabella Cisneros are now preparing to welcome customers to their new space on the corner of East Main and Thor, which will open sometime next month. It will open inside of the former Geiger's Fine Jewelry building. This second-hand boutique aims to give discard fashion a second chance through a selection of upcycled clothing hand-picked by the duo. Grant helps Turlock Animal Services wrangle cat population. Turlock Animal Services recently received a $20,000 grant to reduce the number of cat and kitten deaths by at least 250 in 1 year via a spay-neuter release program. The grant is from the California Animal Welfare Funders Collaborative, which has doled out $200,000 to animal shelters across the state. CAWFC is a unique model of funders putting their dollars together and includes the Annenberg Foundation with support from Wallace Annenberg Pet Space, Best Friends Animal Society, Maddie's Fund, and Michelson Found Animals Foundation. Turlock's program is open to cats and kittens trapped within the city limits. The hope is that the grant will help reduce the number of cats that have to be euthanized each year in Turlock and eventually get the shelter to a no-kill designation. The program is run on appointment only on Mondays and Wednesdays. For more information about appointments, call 656-3140. If you want to know about that Turlock Animal Service Spay and Neuter program, 656-3140. Next, air quality is expected to worsen this coming week. Oh no. While the valley has experienced several days of relief from the thick cover of wildfire smoke, air quality is expected to deteriorate again over the coming days. The district warns residents to stay indoors to reduce their exposure to particulate matter emissions. The district anticipates air quality to be unhealthy in a number of regions in the valley and to worsen as the week progresses, and will remain as the week approaches, eventually impacting the entire San Joaquin Valley, which includes San Joaquin, Stanislaus, Merced, Madera, Fresno, Kings, Tulare counties, and the valley portion of Kern County. Anyone experiencing poor air quality due to wildfire smoke should move indoors to a filtered, air-conditioned environment with windows closed. For information about any current and recently passed wildfires affecting the valley, check the district's wildfire page at valleyair.org/wildfires. You can also follow air quality conditions by downloading the free Valley Air app on your mobile device. Now, we're at the main attraction. What is showing at Central Valley Drive-Ins, who are opened because of coronavirus, right? We don't have movie theaters anymore. Now we have to do drive-ins. In coming weekends, you can catch movies in Modesto, Ceres, Los Banos, and Turlock as pop-up and permanent drive-ins proliferate with major movie theaters still closed due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Besides showing movies, some are also showing concerts and other special events. So pack your family into the car and see what else is showing in Stanislaus County and the surrounding area in the next few weeks. Let's pull up this list here. First, we have the Ceres Drive-In at 1651 East Whitmore Avenue. Let's pull that up on a map. That is off of Highway 99 right there. Frozen is airing at 7:30 p.m. on Friday, September 25th. American Graffiti, 7:30 p.m. on Saturday. And then Avengers Endgame, 7:30 p.m. on Sunday. All tickets are $30 per carload. You can visit seriescruisein.com. It's today, that big old grand opening as far as these timeless classics to blockbuster movies. You go to seriescruisein.com, you click on Get Showtimes, and we have Monsters Inc. coming up, Star Wars A New Hope, Poltergeist, Hotel Transylvania, and then we're getting into the horror once we get into Halloween time, Hocus Pocus, Ghostbusters, Scream. I just wish they had the new movies, but we will have to settle for now with those older movies. $30 per carload, seriescruisein.com. Now, over in Angels Camp, at the Frogtown Drive-In at the Calaveras County Fairgrounds, that's 2465 Gun Club Road in Angels Camp. If you look that up on a map, that is off of Highway 49 right there, 2465 Gun Club Road. They are showing Frozen 2 on Sunday. The tickets are $25 per car or $20 in advance. And for that, go to frogtown.org. And if you want to check out Frozen 2 with the kids, there you go. Now, a little bit closer to home, the State Theater, John Thurman Field, 601 Nice Drive, Modesto. They are showing The Goonies on Saturday, and then 42 also on Saturday later in the evening. Tickets $30 per car. For that, you go to thestate.org and see the schedule and get your tickets there. So everyone's opening all kinds of drive-in movie theaters. Pretty cool, right? The Los Banos Fairgrounds on C Street on Friday in a couple of weeks in October, they are showing The Nightlight, and that's a little cheaper option there. Online tickets are $10 for the first person, but then $5 for each passenger. And so I guess that's per person on the car instead of the whole carload. Next, we have at the Stanislaus County Fairgrounds right here in town, there are things like concerts. So we have Eagles tribute band, the Boys of Summer, tonight, Friday. We have Beetlejuice, October 1st. Annabelle, October 2nd, Mean Girls, October 3rd, The Conjuring on October 4th. On this one, it's godriveup.com. I mean, all kinds of websites, right? All kinds of places that order food and get the information at godriveup.com. Okay, I mean, that was a lot to take in, but you have more options than you thought as far as checking out some movie theaters and kind of filling the gap, filling the void of otherwise going to a movie theater. Pretty cool, right? Well, what's also cool is your sanity and how to stay socially sane in quarantine. Although business is not continuing as usual, it is still going on in a new way. Turlock and the surrounding area have alternative forms of entertainment to offer as a way for us to ward off the quarantine cabin fever. Here are some ways to stay social and entertained during the ongoing pandemic. For the rest of September, Turlock Farmers Markets every Saturday from 8 to 1 p.m., Oakdale has them every Wednesday from 5 to 8 p.m., and Modesto has them every Thursday from 8 to 1 p.m. also. One of the notable absences of this pandemic has been movie theaters. As the return of movie theaters looms near, there is at least one theater nearby that's currently available. The Regal Theater in Sonora is open for business and adhering to COVID safety guidelines. That's pretty crazy. Would you go to a movie theater right now? If you want to see Tenet, right? If you want to see the Land Before Time, so they're showing things at the Regal Sonora movie theater if you want to make the trip and brave it. I mean, the good news is they are adhering to those COVID safety guidelines, but we have those pop-up drive-in movie options that we mentioned earlier if you want to scratch the itch in that way. And we said, once again, that is the Stanislaus County Fairgrounds. Go drive up Turlock. They are showing The Greatest Showman for free on September 19th. That's already passed, though. Billiards is a safe social distancing activity. Such is the case at Diamond Billiards and CR2 Bar and Billiards in Modesto. So that's open as well if you are saying, well, I need to go out and do some cool stuff. And I think, isn't this near like the McHenry Bowl? I think it might be. So Diamond Billiards is open. Turlock is offering salsa dance classes every Monday from 6:15 to 7 p.m. for a fee of $15. Classes are held at Algeria Ballroom Dance Academy. You might be thinking, what the heck? How do I social distance doing my dance classes? Well, here's the answer. Only 6 people are allowed to pre-register into each session, and temperature checks are enforced. So COVID safety guidelines are clearly being followed. And you can check out the exact event on HeyTurlock.com. This is called Salsa with Xavier. Now this is the perfect social distancing sport because now we also have many golf courses have remained up and running. More recently, the Top Golf in Rockland is open again. If you want to make that hour-and-a-half drive up to Roseville, Sacramento area. And there are also virtual events ready to entertain, such as online classes in activities such as cartooning and pottery with the City of Series, and live performances being streamed by the city's Modesto Prospect Theater Project. So if you know where to look, if you're looking for online events, online classes, online streaming events, there are things to keep you entertained. You don't just have to sit at home and watch TV or watch the grass grow. You have drive-in theaters. You can go out to the movie theaters. If you go out of town, there are those dance classes, lots of things to do. And to get into the bleak but important news, let's talk about the coronavirus for just 1 second. Give you a coronavirus update for Stanislaus County. 3 more county residents have died of the virus for a total of 342. The Health Services Agency reported on Wednesday. Now, the county had 27 new positive tests for a total of 6,425. Another 85,000 residents have tested negative, and 15,758 are presumed recovered. And the place I go to check these numbers, I go to localturlock.com. We have a COVID-19 link, and we can scroll down and see these numbers and just see how our county is doing. Is it super scary, or is it just okay? Next, the county's 5 hospitals had 63 confirmed cases of COVID-19 on Wednesday, which was also the same as Tuesday. Wednesday's positive rate was 6.75%, and that was down from 15.02% the day before, and it looks like at the moment we're down at 3.6%, so kind of all over the place, right? The goal is to get to 1% or less. The county had 3% is the statewide metric, and right now we're at 6 to 15% just in our county. So we're above average as far as the whole state goes. and Stanislaus County remains the lowest or the purple tier, right? Purple tier in the state rating system. So that's a little bit confusing because they have the widespread. So maybe we're looking at two different maps. I'm not sure, but we have a state rating system that determines how much restaurants and other businesses can loosen their coronavirus restrictions. And on this link here, if we look at the Modesto B latest coronavirus numbers, you can see the breakdown as far as how individual cities are doing. Modesto and Turlock are always the highest. That's to be expected because we're the most populated areas in the county, right? Modesto, 200,000 something people. Turlock, 70,000 something people. So Modesto has 6,000 positive cases. Turlock has 2,200 positive cases. And that's all we have for this week. Thank you for listening to our Local Turlock podcast. Make sure to visit our website at localturlock.com and stay up to date on our local news. And you can always email me at turlock@localturlock.com, and you can visit us on Facebook at facebook.com/localturlock. facebook.com/localturlock. You can leave us some comments. You can see what we're talking about. Lately, we are posting about there was a marijuana bust in Waterford. We are seeing that there's the California Health Secretary had something to say. The CDC has Halloween guidelines. So there are all kinds of interesting things for you to dig into at localturlock.com and at our Local Turlock Facebook page. And leave us some comments. I get lonely sometimes, especially with quarantine. I would love to hear from you. Make sure that you have a great weekend and always be safe. We will see you next week on the Local Turlock podcast.